Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, there's some wild news floating around the NFL right now, and it involves the 49ers in a major game-changing move. Rumors are swirling that the San Francisco 49ers are on the verge of making a blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire league, especially the NFC West. And no, it's not just your typical rumor mill chatter. This one has some pretty solid sources backing it up, notably Adam Schefter, who's been dropping hints about a seismic shift on the horizon. We're talking about a trade that could have serious ramifications, not just for the 49ers, but for the entire league, especially in terms of playoff seeding and Super Bowl contention. So what exactly is on the table? Well, the buzz is that the 49ers are eyeing Maxx Crosby, the fierce edge rusher from the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, you heard that right. Maxx Crosby, a guy who's been a cornerstone for Vegas's pass rush, could soon be donning the red and gold. And the price? The Raiders are reportedly asking for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft. That's a hefty price tag, no doubt, but for a player like Crosby, considered one of the top pass rushers in the league, it might just be worth it. Now, why would the 49ers go after Crosby? Well, if you've been paying attention to the team's current situation, you know that the 49ers' pass rush has been somewhat inconsistent, especially with Nick Bosa sidelined for the season due to his knee injury. Bosa's absence has been a significant blow, and the team has been looking for ways to keep their edge rushing unit elite. Crosby, a four-time Pro Bowler, is not just a good player. He's a dominant force who has consistently disrupted offenses, creating pressure that leads to sacks, turnovers, and defensive dominance. Bringing him into the fold could elevate the 49ers' defense to an entirely new level, especially when it comes to generating pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Let's talk a bit about Crosby's stats. This season, he's been a beast with 23 solo tackles, 14 assisted tackles, a total of 37 combined tackles, and 5 sacks already. He's also chipped in with an interception for 32 yards, a forced fumble, and a PFF grade of 80.5, which puts him in the top 20 among edge players. Crosby's pressure rate is about 18%, and he averages a win rate of roughly 19% per pass rush, which is phenomenal. His EPA per sack, which measures the expected points added, is around -2.5, indicating how impactful he is when he gets to the quarterback. His career stats are equally impressive, over 64. 5 sacks in his career, 147 assisted tackles, 256 solo stops, and 0 significant injury concerns so far, which is a huge plus for a team looking for consistent pass rush production. Now, looking at the Raiders' side of things, they are sitting at a disappointing 2-8 record, with a struggling offense that's often buried behind a defense that's allowed too many points. 262 points in just 10 games, which is roughly 26. 2 points per game. Vegas's management seems to be prioritizing their young quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, and freeing up cap space, with Crosby's future cap hit being around $20 million. It's clear that the Raiders are in a bit of a rebuild mode, focusing on youth and trying to reset after years of mediocrity. They're not exactly in a position to contend this year, and trading Crosby could be part of that strategy, especially if they're looking to accumulate assets to rebuild. But here's where it gets really interesting for the 49ers. Adding Crosby would be a game changer, especially when paired with Hargrave. The duo could combine for over 18 sacks this season, and that's just the start. The impact on the defense would be massive, pressure rates would skyrocket, and the opponent's points per game could drop from around 23 to closer to 18. Imagine the effect on the secondary: fewer plays with long gains, more turnovers, and a whole lot more chaos for opposing offenses. Crosby's presence would also help neutralize some of the league's best offensive lines, giving the 49ers a real shot at dominating the front seven. And it's not just about sacks. Crosby's ability to generate pressure on third downs. His pressure rate on third down is impressive, would turn that down and distance into a nightmare for quarterbacks. That, combined with the likes of Hargrave, would make the 49ers pass rush one of the most feared in the league. You'd also see a marked improvement in turnovers, fumbles forced, interceptions, the whole 9 yards. It's a recipe for turning close games into comfortable wins, especially with the offense led by Brock Purdy, who's been pretty solid this season, improving his game, making smarter decisions, and extending drives. Now, talking about the impact on the team's overall chances, this move could elevate the 49ers' Super Bowl odds significantly. Right now, they're sitting at plus 1,200, but with Crosby joining the squad and the defense tightening up, those odds could plummet to plus 600 or even lower. The playoffs would become a whole lot more stressful for opponents, especially if Crosby is able to thrive in the high-stakes environment of the postseason. His double-team rate might be around 21%, which gives the team multiple ways to deploy him, whether one-on-one or with blitz packages designed to maximize pressure. In terms of matchups, Crosby's presence would give the 49ers a real edge against top-tier quarterbacks like Geno Smith of the Seahawks, especially when it comes to sealing the seams and rushing the passer. He's proven to be excellent at collapsing the pocket, and his ability to get after the quarterback could neutralize some of the league's most dangerous offensive weapons. Plus, his ability to help stop the run, his yards per sack are around 6'8", would make life even harder for opposing offenses trying to establish a balanced attack. Let's not forget the broader implications. The 49ers, with this move, could be seen as not just contenders, but as outright favorites in the NFC. Their defense would be elite, and with Purdy continuing to develop and CMC providing the offensive firepower, the team would be a nightmare to face come playoff time. The addition of Crosby could push the team's win rate up by over 12%, making them one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Their ability to generate sacks, pressure, and turnovers would be at an all-time high, and the entire NFC West would have to rethink how they approach games against San Francisco. This potential trade doesn't just make the 49ers better, it could define the franchise's trajectory for the next few years. The move signals a clear message to the league. The 49ers are all in, willing to make bold moves to maximize their Super Bowl window. It also sends a message to their division rivals. The 49ers are stacking the deck, and it might take more than just effort to beat them when they're firing on all cylinders. The NFC West, which has been relatively competitive but still open for the taking, might see the 49ers establish a new dominance that could last for years, especially if Crosby lives up to the hype. In terms of team chemistry and locker room dynamics, adding a player of Crosby's caliber would be a huge boost. His intense work ethic and competitive spirit are well known, and that kind of leadership can elevate everyone around him. It's also worth noting that the 49ers have been navigating some questions on their depth chart, like the status of Lenoir, with that questionable calf injury. So bringing in a proven star like Crosby would provide not just talent but also stability and confidence. Of course, there are still some hurdles. The Raiders, being in a rebuild, might be hesitant to part ways with Crosby unless the offer is compelling enough. The 49ers will need to weigh the draft pick cost carefully and consider how to incorporate Crosby into their scheme seamlessly. But if they pull it off, it could be one of the smartest moves of the season, positioning San Francisco as a true Super Bowl favorite with a defense that's virtually unstoppable. And let's not forget the long-term impact. If Crosby performs well in San Francisco, it could be a catalyst for future moves, maybe extending his contract or using him as a cornerstone for the team's defense for years to come. The team has shown a knack for building through the draft and smart acquisitions, and this move could be the final piece that pushes them over the top. In conclusion, this potential trade is shaping up to be a defining moment for the 49ers in the 2024 season. It's a bold gamble, yes, but one that could pay huge dividends. The combination of Crosby's elite pass-rushing skills, the team's current trajectory, and the desire to finally get back to the Super Bowl makes this move a no-brainer for many fans and analysts alike. We're on the edge of what could be an epic chapter in 49ers history, and I, for one, can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Crosby is the missing piece that can finally push this team into Super Bowl glory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the 49ers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. Let's go Niners!